Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cat Draw Horses Club. I'm Corey, and joining me today are Angel, Cass, and Dale
Hello.
in the studio.
Hey.
This program, like every other, Cat, is brought to you by you through support of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. I would have popped up the pop-up thing, but I don't have one. Today we're playing The Quiet Year, which is a 10-year-old tabletop game where you collaboratively draw a map and narrate the last year of a doomed something.
Is somebody going to read the intro?
Cass, do you want to read the intro?
Sure, I can read the intro. Let me just scroll up to it. The opening story. Come on. Zoom where I want it. For a long time, we were at war with the jackals. Now, finally, we've driven them off, and we're left with this. A year of relative peace. One quiet year, with which to build our community up and learn again how to work together. Come winter, the frost shepherds will arrive, and we might not survive the encounter. This is where the game will end. But we don't know about that yet. What we know is that right now, in this moment, there is an opportunity to build something. And that's what we're doing today.
Yeah, so we have basically a deck of cards, and each card is a week. We decide what happens to the community, and then draw stuff on this map.
Mm-hmm.
This beautiful map. I'm going to be drawing with a mouse. How about you two? Angel?
I am on an iPad with an Apple Pencil.
So fancy. Cass?
I'm using a Cintiq hybrid from, I think, 2011 or somewhere around that.
Nice.
And I will be drawing with the power of my voice.
Yep. Do you want to give that a try?
Well, here's a lake.
Oh no, blue!
Wow! It works just like we imagined.
Hooray!
Alright. So there's stuff to do at the very start of the game.
Are we starting with this lake, or should I get rid of it?
You can get rid of it if you want. I'm trying to figure out how to make layers through my camera, which I'm looking around. There we go. I'm just naming my layers. What do we do, Cass?
Alright, so the first thing in this community is we each get to pick a starting resource. We will, I believe, each get to decide a bit about the landscape, and then we will have to pick our abundance and our scarcities.
Abundance and scarcity.
So I believe the first of them is the terrain. So we need to vaguely decide what kind of a place we want.
Oh no. Space station.
Okay.
So the
Space
jackals were, like, raiding with their fighter crafts?
Sure.
All
Wait,
right.
Is it a space station in space, or is it crashed somewhere?
Ooh, like a crashed, like seed ship, like an Ark or something. Yeah, yeah. So we fought the jackals and we got kicked in the ass down to a planet.
Can we do both? What if it's like two of the big ring worlds that have crashed into each other?
Are we on Halo?
Just a double halo.
Double Halo!
How do the rings fit
Smashed into
together?
each other. I think just one of them broke, smashed into the side of the other one, broke a bit off.
So when it says the frost shepherds are coming, what it actually means is that our orbit has finally destabilized and we're all gonna freeze to death.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So we've got...
So we have a big rift where there's one half is one thing and the other half is another thing.
Yep.
Mm.
Okay. I want there to be trees. What size pointer should I use? I want thing green. Yes. All right. I'm drawing trees.
So the trees are on the human side?
Trees.
Because I think the jackals invaded from the other side, whatever the jackals are.
Mm.
And I think there's all sorts of it's not a big chlorophyll area over there. There's a lot of fungus. And so the critters that we're calling the jackals were like fungus creatures. And,
All right.
Mm.
We got fungus
Okay.
jackals from the fungus ring.
yeah.
There's your mushrooms.
Hooray.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would like there to be a mountain, because those are fun.
Yeah. Give us some mountains.
Let's have... You know what, let's have a mountain over on the other side. Our passage is blocked on the right-hand side of things by a big mountain.
Oh, so we're like between a rock and a hard place kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that the mushroom side has some bubbly muck.
Love bubbly muck.
Oh, with lovely spores that come out of the bubbles, I bet.
It's great. Yeah. Don't breathe that in. Why do we always make it so nasty?
Have you met us, Corey?
Never.
It's a post-apocalyptic game. It's probably fine.
Very pretty mountain, Cass.
Well, thank you. Okay, so we have decided our weird landscape.
Yep.
Next, we must each name an important resource for the community, something we might have in either abundance or scarcity. Don't draw it right away. Examples include clean drinking water, adequate shelter, and a fish. Choosing a resource makes it important, if it wasn't already. So everyone picks a resource.
Air
What?
filters
Ooh.
to not get spore lung.
Mm.
Vitamin C
Ooh.
to not get scurvy.
Mm.
I'm going to say that there are amphibious salamanders that can live on both sides.
So salamanders.
Ooh.
Salamanders.
All right.
I'm gonna say shoes.
And shoes.
Hmm.
This was
Now,
an old shoe factory.
That's
Well,
the section
so-
of the ring that crashed in.
so those are the resources that are important. But now, we choose one of them to be in abundance, and everything else we're scarce of.
Oh, I vote shoes.
You want lots of shoes?
I think we have way too many shoes. We're sick of shoes. We're using shoes as bricks for building structures. I mean, it's just one vote, but like everything else. Well, okay, so that means we're short on salamanders.
And vitamin C and air filters. Yeah.
Yes. Well, those are at least interesting shortages, but being short on the salamanders used to live here, and they were the natural predators of the horrible fungus gnats.
Fungus gnats. Oh, we got too many
I'm just
fungus
blue
gnats.
skying, right?
Yep.
Someone else jump in. But,
No, I
you
like shoes as bricks.
Yeah. It's like the old woman who lived in a shoe. but
Exactly.
An entire town. Use regular
Giant shoe.
shoes and combine them into a big shoe.
Yeah. Use smaller shoes to make bigger shoes. It's oh geez, what is that called? Like metonymy? Like it's
Shoe inception?
shoeception. Yep.
Shoeception.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yes, we've got an abundance of shoes, and then air filters, vitamin C, and salamanders are in scarcity.
And there are
Okay.
like warehouses of shoes that we haven't even looked at yet from before the crash.
Yeah.
'Cause- yeah.
No one wants to spend all their time cataloging shoes when they really need air filters.
Yeah. Okay. So we've now chosen that. So now we have to represent those things, the abundance of shoes and the lack of all of the other things.
Yeah. I guess, Angel, do you want to draw a sad salamander somewhere? I'll try to draw air filters.
Terrible thing, because I can't draw feet and even less so shoes. I don't know what I'm going to do about this.
Gonna try and draw, like, I don't know, a gas mask, like a rebreather, like one of those Jedi rebreathers. Just got like a little tube. And special squiggly liquid inside. And then like straps.
And then the fact that the trees are all pine trees and have no orange trees anymore, represents our lack of vitamin C.
Okay, pine trees are a great source of vitamin C.
Well, then we have a problem on this art.
We have a problem on this art. Oh no! Art problem! Everyone, abort! Yeah, we've only got one giant air filter. It's too big for everyone. No. That's the air filter stockpile.
Is this like a personal air filter, or is it like an area thing?
It was a personal air filter. It's just very big on the map. I assume in real life it would be smaller than the trees.
Maybe they're very tiny trees. That's why they don't give us enough vitamin C. Miniature trees.
That would work.
That would work. You cracked the case.
There we go. The shoe factory that I assume it's automated by robots and will not stop producing more shoes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it.
It's just, yeah, like, you know those, like, pit mining conveyors that just, like, shoot, like, gravel? Except shoes. There's just mountains of shoes. Maybe
Where
those
does it
mountains
get
should
the
be shoes.
materials?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, they cut down all the orange trees and they subsumed the air filter factory because the robots are out of control, built, cobbling.
All right. What's
Okay,
next?
so now we get to play the game. Hooray! So each week is taken by one player. You first play a card, then you adjust the dice, which we can do as dice or clocks or however is convenient, and then you get to take an action, which means you get to discover something new, or hold a discussion, or start a project. And we can explain further each of those when we get to it. Shall we go left to right?
On
in
your
another one.
screen or my screen? Wait, is
On
it reflected
your screen.
in Discord for you? I can't read the flipping.
Oh, that's a good question. I see Angel on the left and Dale on the right.
All right, left or right
All
then.
right.
Angel first.
I'll go
Okay.
first. What is my card?
Your card is dun 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 dun, the Three of Hearts, which means da da da. All right, someone new arrives. Who, or two of the community's younger members get into a fight. What provoked them?
I'm gonna choose two community members get in a fight. I believe that one of them decided that they didn't need an air filter. They think that this is a conspiracy by the man that people need to wear air filters, so they went outside and got sick.
Oh no.
Okay. Cool. All right. Then you can either represent that as a drawing or not, depending on how appropriate you think it is.
Yeah, I think we got a sick person.
Hmm. We don't need to adjust any dice because there are no projects. So now you get to choose to discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project.
I think we're going to start a project. We need to figure out how to turn these shoes into air filters. I think someone is going to try that. It's probably going to take a while. We're going to put 5 weeks on that project.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
Alrighty. Then that is the turn, and I shall draw another card. On my turn, it is the Two of Hearts,
Ooh.
which means there is a large body of water on the map. Where is it? What does it look like? Or there is a giant man-made structure on the map. Where is it? Why is it abandoned?
It's just full of shoes.
Yeah, just
We did that.
crackers for shoes. I would like to say there is a giant man-made structure on the map. Why is it abandoned? It's abandoned because it was built on top of the mountain precariously and it fell over. And it has now buried itself upside down, several stories into the ground. And
Woo!
no one can explore it properly because it's all elevators and staircases and none of them work properly if it's upside down.
What was it?
I don't have to say what was it. We can discover what it was when someone explores it.
All right.
Yes.
But you do need to draw it?
Yes, I am going to draw it. I'm just going to jump to the next bit
Cool.
first. So we have that. Adjust the dice so the 5 goes down to a 4. And then take an action. And I am going to start a project to explore this mysterious structure.
How long is that
What
going
do
to
we
take?
reckon? Yeah, I'm thinking maybe 2 weeks.
3, because, it's all upside down.
Fair.
As long as it's not 4, because we should stagger the
Yeah.
conclusions.
Okay, 3 weeks. Sounds good. And then that is my go.
Okay.
Your card is the King of Hearts.
Ooh.
Yeah. A young boy starts digging in the ground and discovers something unexpected. What is it? Or an old man confesses to past crimes and atrocities. What has he done?
Young boy digs and finds robot that isn't programmed to make shoes. So we have a new robot to look at. I'm going to draw that. Drawing a robot. What color are robots? Yellow? Yeah. Let's see. A little box. Robots have boxes. Robots have head things. And little doobly boppers. And little legs.
It's important to have doobly boppers.
And little claw hands. So now we've got a new robot. Yay.
Hey.
It's got a little... There. And I want to start a discussion, I think. Because we've got, this salamander problem, but like, should we risk going deeper into the mushroom area without air filters? Because like people are gonna get sick.
What if there's fungus that has vitamin C? Because people are going to get sick.
Because people are gonna get sick. Yeah.
Okay, so the structure of discussions are a surprisingly structured thing in this game.
No, that's well. I mean, like one or
No,
two. Yeah.
You did it in the correct order anyway. So you get to start the discussion, and then we go around in the circle, and each say something representing someone in the society, and then you get to have your closing argument. Explicitly, nothing of value is decided in a discussion. It's just a way of getting a vibe on what the community feels.
So, Angel, get sick or get sick?
I mean, so the salamanders are like our food source. Are we eating them? So we're either eating poisonous mushrooms or foraging past the poisonous mushrooms. Maybe we'll build up a tolerance. I'm going to vote to eat the mushrooms instead of foraging for salamanders.
Well, I think we need to defend ourselves, and so we need to do whatever we can to make the salamanders fight for us.
Okay, yeah, that's a new idea. It really shifts the direction.
We have a shortage of salamanders.
We have a
right?
shortage of salamanders. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got lots of options. I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Good chat.
Okay.
So typically I would put
then-
like a dot on the map to represent the discussion, but I don't know where to put that dot.
I can put one by the salamander.
All right. Yeah, let's put a dot by the salamander. We talked about it.
That down. Okay, then I believe it is Dale's turn. Your card
Please.
is the Queen of Hearts.
She's pretty.
On that very topic, what's the most beautiful thing in this area? Or what's the most hideous thing in this area?
I think it's the same thing, and there is lively discussion because there's a mushroom, a giant mushroom that is starting to bridge the crevasse from the fungus side toward the old air filter factory. And the people who remember the old days just think it's a horrible, hideous thing that is representative of all that has been lost. But objectively, it's actually quite an attractive, multicolored, rainbow-hued, spore-producing, giddiness-inducing, lovely mushroom.
So it makes people happy.
Some people happy. The people who huff it.
People huff the bridge. It's better than huffing shoes, right?
All right.
And
Fabulous.
please review
the-
my options for the end of the turn. I'm sorry. I can start a
Absolutely.
discussion, or I can start a long-term project,
Or discover something.
or I can discover something.
Yes. Everything does tick down once again first. We got to remember to do that.
Yep.
Because some of our things are getting very close to being done. And then so you can discover something new, start a discussion, or start a project.
I think we discover a crashed jackal fighter, and there's no jackal in it, but clearly the crew survived the crash.
Ooh.
Oh.
Upon which side has it crashed?
I think it must be on the fungus side, or we would have discovered it before now.
It's fair. Yeah.
You want to draw that one, Cass?
Would you mind drawing it?
I don't mind.
Juggling cards and PDFs.
Sure. I will be the designated Dale drawer.
Thank you.
Crashed. Spaceship.
And that's it for me, right?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Awesome.
Footprints walking away from the crash.
Ooh.
Mysterious.
Okay.
Your card is an Ace of Hearts. What group has the highest status in the community? What must people do to gain inclusion in this group? Or are there distinct family units in the community? If so, what family structures are common?
I'm gonna say that the cobblers are the highest status because
Mhm.
they control the shoemaking robots.
Wow, they're in charge of the robots. That's important.
And they've set them all to shoes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cobblers. They don't know how to set them to anything else.
Okay, awesome. Then everything ticks down, which means exploring the tower completes.
Yeah.
So when that happens, whoever started the project gets to do a little description of what was discovered. And I will say that they have, after exploring it, they managed to dig out a little bit of extra of it. It seems to be a place with large rooms filled with tables and odd raised areas. It doesn't seem to have a lot of obvious utility, but they do manage to dig up a sort of section on the front, and there's these 3 massive glyphs on the front of it that appear to spell out something like this. And that is what is discovered.
This could mean anything.
Zap.
Yeah.
Zad. Everyone wants to hang out at the Zad building.
Mm.
All my friends are there. All right.
Alrighty, then it's on to deciding whether you want to discover, discuss, or project.
Yeah, so I think that we need to get on this training salamanders for battle project. So we're gonna send a team out to round up some of these very rare salamanders and attempt to turn them into our fighting force to fight off these jackals.
Ooh.
I think that's probably a pretty long-term project. So I'm gonna put a 6 on that.
That sounds about right. Okay. Then I think it's my turn now.
Yep.
I have a Jack of Hearts. You see a good omen, what is it? Or you see a bad omen, what is it? Ooh. I'm gonna say we see a good omen, and it is that the colors from the Rainbow Bridge have started leaking and covering nearby areas, and have started to rainbowify other parts of our side of the map.
All right.
And then everything ticks down, which means the air filtration project finishes.
Ooh, yes. So the team working on turning shoes into air filtration and personal air filtration devices. I think they succeeded with the help of the cobbler overlords. They adjusted the robots a little bit to make the sole of the shoe out of the filtration material instead of whatever shoe soles are normally made out of. And so you just tie the boot to your face and you're good to go.
Brilliant. I think I would like to hold a discussion regarding what to do about this leaking color. And I'm going to say that it's not natural. Color oughtn't move. Should be staying still where it right is.
I don't think it's safe for the children to be huffing colors.
I think the only way to find out if it's safe is to huff it lots.
I'm going to say I agree that colors are dangerous and we should consider moving south since the colors seem to be bleeding to the north.
That sounds like a good plan. We should definitely move south to avoid all this color.
Where the killer
Grey is
robots
how
and
the
sick
world
children.
should be.
Well, the sick person has a boot on their face now, so they're fine.
They're fine. They have a boot.
Okay, then next up, Corey, you have a 4 of Hearts.
All right.
What important and basic tools does the community lack? Or, where are you storing your food? Why is this a risky place to store it?
Well, first I think maybe air filters should come off scarcity now that we have a factory that makes them.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of
That makes
tied
sense.
to shoe abundance now.
Mm-hmm.
So what tools do we lack? Guns. We don't have any guns to protect ourselves in case there's another jackal invasion.
True. All right. I don't think there's anything to tick down right now, so...
Yeah, we have salamander training,
Okay.
which is now at 4.
Hey. All right. Which action would you like to take then?
Let's start a project to build a wall to contain the colors. We gotta stop them from leaking into our habitable area. So that's gonna take like forever.
Well, how much? How big a space do we want encircled by the wall?
I was just gonna put it like around there, and it's boots.
I guess we've got the building materials. That might only be like a 3 or a 4.
Right? We just have to stack them. We got lots of like idle children around,
Yeah.
not working, and robots.
You need some mortar in there. The shoes can't contain the color on their own.
Some mortar in there. Okay, so an expedition has to go across and get some bloopy mud that stinks, and then slap it on some shoes, and then yeah. So let's call that like a 3 or 4, right? 3.
Yeah.
3.
Not
Right.
4.
3. Yes. So that's my project.
Awesome. Then Dale.
Yes.
You have
My
a-
card is a 10 of hearts.
Hey.
You counting cards, Dale? This is for mature audiences, so we can teach gambling here.
There's another community somewhere on the map. Where are they? What sets them apart from you? Or what belief or practice helps to unify your community?
So the jackals made those false footprints away from their downed fighter craft, but really they've been living inside the mushroom to the south of the fighter craft, and they are spying on the lizard combat training and trying to see what kind of involvement or subversion they can do in there. I don't know what kind of mechanics we have for that, but that's what they want, regardless of how successful they are.
So they're spying from the mushroom.
Yeah. And it's a community of jackals.
How many? Big community, small?
I don't think there could be too many. Let's say 10.
Dope. So then we count down projects.
Yes, we count down projects. Nothing's going to complete. So Dell, which of your actions would you like?
I would like us to start a project for growing bog spores that provide scurvy relief.
Ooh.
A little farm plot up there.
Yeah. Is that like a 4, a 5? What do you think?
Yeah, like a 4 or 5. 4, let's say.
Okay.
These mushrooms grow pretty fast. Like that rainbow bridge was just like overnight. But it takes a while to, sort out the mushrooms from the good and the bad.
We have a lot of mushrooms to test before we find the kind that has vitamin C.
Then, next turn, we have a 5 of hearts. I really should read these before I bring them up. A 5 of hearts. There is a disquieting legend about this place. What is it? Or alarming weather patterns destroy something. How and what?
I think that we have a freak localized hailstorm that takes out the Rainbow Bridge.
Ooh.
It's now in pieces and oozing even more.
Oh, the shoe wall might not be strong enough anymore.
No!
All the fungus farmers can't get home to their wife and shoes.
My precious shoes. No.
Cat, stop it.
Alright.
Kitten's trying to participate.
Yes, she wants to eat the pencil.
And then everything will tick down. Nothing will
Yep.
complete. But we're getting very close. 2 things are going to complete next turn.
No. One's ahead of the other.
Ah, okay.
Here's my eraser. Oh, I need to deselect. Deselect. There we go.
And then
No, you ticked
it
that one
is-
down when we drew the card, so it's 1 week
Oh, is
behind
it?
the
Oh.
shoe wall.
Is that
but
too?
the
Okay.
farm plot goes down.
Yes.
Then it's your turn to pick your action.
I think that we need to start a project to reprogram the robots to do something more useful than make shoes.
Hmm.
We need to take the power away from the cobblers. That's what we need to do.
think that gets contempt.
Yeah, I
We're all taking contempt.
yeah.
We have a rogue programmer that's trying to overthrow the cobblers. I'm gonna say that's gonna be a 4-week project.
That sounds about right. Okay, then now it's my turn. And I have a 7 of hearts. Where does everyone sleep? Who is unhappy with this arrangement and why? Or what natural predators roam this area? Are you safe? I am going to say there is a natural predator in the area. It's just one, and we're definitely not safe because it is the rainbow basilisk. And anywhere that the color has leaked, it can, in the blink of an eye, jump out and attack, and then disappear back into the color.
I knew those colors were dangerous.
We should have huffed more of them when we had a chance.
Gonna do it, just a little angry face on some of the rainbow. What do salamanders look like? They're just angry, pointy things.
Yeah, I think a basilisk is just like a salamander with a horn taped to its head.
There we go. That looks like that's a lizard.
Maybe this is why they were scarce. This is what our salamanders mutated into.
Oh no.
Mm.
There we go. There's the angry salamander. And everything ticks down, which I believe means the wall is done.
Yeah, our levy of shoes will protect us from both color and the basilisk, which is rumored to now haunt the pine forest. Just gonna get rid of the air filters here too. It's not a useful place anymore. To wall that off. I'm gonna start drawing my shoe wall. Alright. Just like a little boot. Yep, that's a boot.
All right.
I think the bot reprogramming needs to tick down as well.
Yep.
And I would like to discover something new. I'm going to say that the people have been exploring around the place, and down in the south, someone has discovered a very fancy shield embedded in a stone. And no one has yet been able to pull it from the stone. But people believe that perhaps it will confer some benefit if someone is able to.
The shield and the stone. Classic.
Yeah. And it's my turn. Corey, you have a 9. A charismatic young girl convinces many to help her with an elaborate scheme. What is it? Who joins her endeavors? Start a project to reflect. Or a charismatic young girl tries to tempt many into sinful or dangerous activity. Why does she do this? How does the community respond?
Okay. So, charismatic young girl has a plan to program the unique robot, the Golden Boy, to fight the basilisk. It could probably, like, pin it down or something. You know, grapple it. And then it can't escape back into the Sea of Colors. And then the colors will be safe for huffing again. And everyone can get on board with that. So, this is, I don't know, like a 1-week project to program a robot. Everyone knows how to program robots, right?
I mean, maybe it was already a killer robot.
Maybe it was already a killer
And
robot.
so
That
it's
would
just
explain the grabby hands.
Right.
Right.
So it's just retargeting and turning the thing back on.
Yeah. So I will add a 1 counter. There. So that's our new project.
Hmm.
To fight back.
Okay, and then everything ticks down.
I think accept the robot. I want it to be 1 week after this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it counts on the same one.
All right, so we have this at
But
one.
The lizard project does conclude.
Yeah, so we're trying to train the salamanders to be our fighting force. I'm going to say I think that fails miserably. They just want to crawl around and eat things. And I think that the appearance of the rainbow basilisk has spooked them. They don't like it either, so we are even more scarce on salamanders. They didn't like us trying to train them, and they are afraid of the big one.
Boo! Guess we should just go back to eating them.
I hear the sound of contempt.
Yeah. The community was promised fighting lizards. And you're telling me they're amphibians and they're not good for stuff?
It's the jackals. They were, trying to get the project to fail, and they succeeded in their project.
Those jackals.
Hmm.
So I guess it's still my turn, right? I get to do a thing.
Yes.
Um.
Yeah, you still get to do a thing.
I guess, yeah, we have to have a discussion about the salamanders. Like, should we just eat them all or wait for them to reproduce now? Because they're not good for fighting.
Well, the reason we needed them is because the gnats are growing in the bog marsh swamp things.
Oh, yeah, the fungus gnats.
Yeah, and the fungus gnats need to be eaten, and without salamanders to eat them, they're going to be a problem.
You get to make a comment now, Angel, even though you're busy drawing the fungus gnats.
I think that we should attempt to capture and force breed the salamanders to forcibly increase their population.
Well, I think what we need to do is we need to take the robots and reprogram them to do the salamander's job. And we should get the robots to eat the gnats.
Sounds fair. Should we put like the fungus gnats in abundance? They're not a resource.
Yeah. What? Alrighty, Dale. One from the end. You have an 8 of hearts. An old piece of machinery is discovered, broken but perhaps repairable. What is it? What would it be useful for? Or, an old piece of machinery is discovered, cursed and dangerous. How does the community destroy it?
Ooh. So I think the piece of machinery is way down in the crevice, and someone was spelunking, and it's a helicopter. So the bridge is messed up. We've lost access to our battlemanders. We haven't been able to do anything with the fallen jackal ship. But now we have a broken helicopter.
Okay.
And I think that the community wants to use it on the mountain for recreation as like a gymongous toboggan, because we've been using shoes for that and we're sick of it. But we've got this massive mountain with amazing snow covering on it. So there's a movement within the community to use this helicopter as a toboggan. And
Beautiful.
and people are like, well, what if we need to fly? And that's why we're going to have a project to repair the Jackal fighter, which I think is going to be a 6.
All right.
Ah.
Well, let's
Right,
take down our
Jackal
other
fighter.
ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the mushroom farming concludes.
Ooh, that's mine. So I think it gives us vitamin C, but the mushrooms that work for that are both hallucinogenic and highly addictive.
Okay.
But yes, you got some vitamin C.
All right. Should we take vitamin C off the scarcity list?
Yeah. Sounds good. Hooray! This society is somehow improving.
Stabilizing. Yeah.
Did a good job.
The killer robot program ticks down.
Yes.
And yeah, it succeeds. Now the robot lives only to kill rainbow basilisks. It's gonna go into the woods and clomp around there, and if the basilisk ever appears, it's gonna grab on and make a loud noise so everyone knows where the basilisk is at all times, and it becomes less dangerous to go huff colors from what's left of the rainbow bridge. Just gonna move that over. There we go. Can I just grab? Yes. All right. There you are.
Getting very crowded up there in that part of the map.
Want to make
Yeah.
them smaller if I could. Yes. There. Now it's less crowded.
Hey.
Ah.
All right. And then we just have an action to take.
Oh, I started my
Yeah.
long-term project on the fighter.
Long-term project to get
Ah,
the
okay,
Jackal
gotcha.
fighter to fly, because we need a way to
Awesome.
get across the crevasse.
Right. And we can't use the helicopter if we're using it as a toboggan.
Then it is the last card of spring, and I'm sure people with better memories than me could tell which card it is.
So like a
It's
3.
a 6.
No.
Halfway right. 50%. 6. Are there children in the community? If there are, what is their role in the community? Or, how old are the eldest members of the community? What unique needs do they have?
I'm gonna say we have really old people. We have like 100-year-old people, and Cat wants out of the office. So the 100-year-old people, they are taking more of the vitamin C mushrooms than anybody else. So they're kind of hoarding these issues or these mushrooms because it's more addictive to the older generation.
Okay. Great. We have. I feel factionalization perhaps coming in the near future.
All right. The Jackal boat program goes down to 5, and we have the reprogram the shoe robots project finishing. So I think the people that were trying to reprogram the shoemaking robots to overthrow the cobblers, they didn't do a very good job, and instead they have doubled our shoe production output.
Oh no.
Let's just add them to the wall.
Oh dear.
We're maybe in danger of using up all of our resources on these shoes, and they're taking up way too much space.
And now they're colorful.
Okay.
Oh no.
The red shoes means danger,
Mm.
or their music notes.
And that's the closest part of the Rainbow Bridge was red. So.
Oh,
Mm.
I'm concerned. What
how do these
they're gonna
shoes
do when
smell?
I think that all of our smells are our sense of smell is destroyed from huffing all these mushrooms.
Mm.
So we are at the end of spring, and we are at the end of 1 hour. So we should take a break at
Yeah.
this point.
I get an action first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to there's going to be a rival renegade project to rehabilitate the helicopter from the people who think that we should not touch the jackals stuff. It's too dangerous. So
Contempt.
there's going to be a rift in the community there.
Contempt.
I'm going to put a 4 on that because it's easier to fix a helicopter than a spaceship.
You would think so.
I need to read the vandalism rules on break.
I understand it's easier to fix. If I may make a counterpoint, no one's opposed to fixing the spaceship, but you're having to fight the tobogganers to fix the helicopter.
No, I think there are people opposed to fixing the spaceship.
Yeah, both.
But both of those things
There's
are true.
factions on both sides.
So you want me to change it to a 5 so they complete at the same time?
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
All right.
there's obstructionists on both sides. Mostly the old people who eat the mushrooms that make you high that want to use the helicopter as a toboggan.
Oh.
Are they the same people that run the shoe robots?
Are the elderly the cobblers? Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Mm.
So, yes, we've got this rich narrative. Also, should we name our settlement? We should refer to this place as a thing so that they'll say, we're back at it. Halo shoes.
Mm.
I thought we called it the double halo. We can workshop it on break.
All right.
See if Chad comes up with anything.
Yeah, chat can throw some suggestions in chat during these commercials that we're about to take part in.
Mm.
So sit tight or go get some water, take your meds, look at something far away. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everybody, to Can't Draw Horses Club. Today, Angel, Cass, Dale, and I are playing the Quiet Year. So, welcome to Shootopia!
Hey.
Which I am going to say Sophie Ghost and also Angel suggested.
Do we want to do a recap before we start the next season?
All right? Catch everybody up?
Yes?
Yeah. I don't know. Who wants
Who
to
wants
do
to
it?
do the recap?
Two ring worlds crashed into each other. One of them had a bunch of jackal people who went on an exploratory mission to the other one, which was full of humans, who beat up and killed the jackal people and called it a great victory. But now there are shortages of a lot of stuff, but lots of shoes. There are killer robots and robots that make shoes. We have senior citizens who run the shoe factories and are the most important people, and they're addicted to hallucinogenic mushrooms. The Rainbow Bridge across the crevasse is busted, but people keep huffing it. Also, there's other stuff.
Yeah. Like a helicopter
Right.
that one faction wants to use as a toboggan, and another faction wants to use as a helicopter.
Oh, we have this magical shield stuck in the rock, too.
Right.
Mm. We did have another question. Do we want to do the next full season, or do we want to cut that one shorter?
Let's do full seasons and just end when we need to end.
All right. Then in that case, I don't remember whose turn it was next. So shall we
Yours.
start?
It's yours, yeah.
Oh, it's mine. Okay then. First day of summer is a 7. As things start to get slightly more brutal in this season. Introduce a mystery at the edge of the map. Or
Ooh.
an unattended situation becomes problematic and scary. What is it? How does it go awry? I think there is a mystery at the edge of the map. And I'm going to say it is going to be that there is a fog that has started emerging in the south.
Mysterious.
It's mysterious. And whenever people go into the fog, they come back out of the fog, but they come back in grayscale.
Ooh.
Oh.
That is the mystery. All right. And do we have it? Yes, we do have something to tick down. We have several things to tick down.
We have the dueling projects of the helicopter and the jackal ship, which are now both at 4.
Yes, some fog. Ooh, mystery fog. And then I would like to start a discussion. And that discussion is this. What are we gonna do about this shield in this rock?
Nothing. Useless. It's just a shield.
I think we should make it into a shoe.
You know, that would make a great toboggan, actually.
Contempt.
From who?
The people who are afraid that that would take away their helicopter toboggan.
Oh no, if there's a different toboggan, then they can't argue that the helicopter's the best.
Well, clearly we're a very divided people on what to do about this shield. So we should definitely decide to do something about it once we know what. And that will be my turn.
Beautiful.
And Corey,
Yep.
you have an 8. Someone tries to take control of the community by force. Do they succeed? Why do they do this? Or a headstrong community member decides to put one of their ideas in motion. Start a foolish project.
The tobogganists try to take over the community because they don't want
Ooh.
the jackal ship to take up all of our time and energy when we should be hitting the slopes. So, let's see. They taint the food supply with the hallucinogenic mushrooms to make everyone more suggestible. They're like, this is a great idea, everybody. We're just gonna ignore the stuff on the other side. Don't go over there. Mushrooms for us only. And here, eat this, and then hit the slopes.
Where the mushrooms are.
Sorry, I missed the first part of that.
So how are you ignoring the side with the mushrooms?
Well,
I
just
don't know.
the part. Like, I mean, like, okay, so they're stealing all the mushrooms from the farm.
All right.
They're trying to take control of the farm, and then that will definitely work. Totally. 100%. It's a great idea. A bunch of high people came up with this plan.
Forgetting that we don't have a bridge.
Yeah, we don't have a bridge.
How many weeks is this project?
2 weeks. 2 weeks to get enough mushrooms to poison everybody to taint the food supply. It would go faster, but they keep losing the mushrooms. How's that?
That's pretty good.
Putting a 2 by the mushroom field.
Okay. We have nothing to complete, but everything will tick down, and then you get to pick your action.
I think we're gonna discover something new, but it's mostly just new for the community. They're going to discover the Jackal settlement.
Oh.
It's very close to where they're working. And they were like, I can't believe we didn't find this when we were like training the salamanders. Should have been easier to find than a single salamander, really, considering how rare the salamanders are. So yeah, now the community is aware
Awesome.
of the jackals, spying on them.
All right. Now we are aware of this terror. Dale,
Yes.
you have the Queen of Diamonds.
She's pretty.
A project finishes early. Which one? Why? And that's the only option.
Oh, that's the
only
only
other thing
option.
Is if the only other thing is if there's no projects going, in which
Oh.
case people fight.
So we
Yeah,
have
project's
mushroom field, we have jackal ship, and we have helicopter.
And I believe you get to narrate what happens if it completes in
Yes.
this way.
Anything you
Wow.
were contemptuous about, perhaps, there's an opportunity for.
Well, yeah, I think that the helicopter project finishes and that they repair it as a helicopter, and as a result, there's fury in the community. So we have a working helicopter, and we have made it run on fungal fuel, and even though it's this great thing for the community, all of our mushroom huffing, bridge licking, hallucinatory people are, doing what great crowds of people do and just complaining about this amazing resource.
Yeah. It's what, if you huff colors, it makes you lick bridges.
And I need it on a shirt. All these mushroom loving, bridge licking people coming over here licking our bridges. All right. And things will tick down, but nothing will complete. So just time to pick your action.
All right. I think that we discover that underneath the hills where the shield was discovered, there are some caves, and in those caves is a young couple consisting of a human and a jackal. And this is going to unite everybody by being mad about how, the Capulets and the...
Wait, are they alive? Is the young couple alive?
Are they alive or dead? Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking they were living in sin.
Okay,
But,
okay. Well, I mean, that's not what happens in that play, but
Well, this is the start. This is the beginning of that arc.
All right. Human, jackal, illicit love.
Yeah. There's...
Romeo and Jackalet.
We have all of summer and all of autumn and whatever of winter to kill them off.
Right.
Okay, awesome. Then is Angel's turn. You have the Jack.
All right.
Predators and bad omens are afoot. You are careless, and someone goes missing under ominous circumstances. Who? Or predators and omens are afoot. What measures do you take to keep everyone safe and under surveillance? Do not reduce project dice this week. That's only on the second one.
Hmm. I think our killer robot goes missing. Perhaps it was defeated by the jack or by the rainbow basilisk. We don't know.
Missing.
Mysterious. All right, and as everything ticks down, I think we have one thing completing.
The plan to control everyone with hypnotic mushrooms
Hmm.
ticks down. The
How did that go?
tobogginists,
Yeah.
they succeed. Everyone has a great time on the slopes. They just kind of forget about everything. Look at all the pretty colors. The view from the slopes is amazing.
Is this a situation where when their legs break, they don't notice and they keep having fun?
Yep. It's a lot of injuries,
dear.
but everyone's laughing.
I'm gonna have to draw a lot of corpses at the bottom of this. The bottom of the mountain.
So I get an action now, which
Yeah.
is to let the cat back into the office. Hello. But my action in the game, I think we're gonna make a discovery. So this color sapping fog is creeping northward, but the human jackal couple it mysteriously retains their color. We believe due to proximity of this shield in the rock.
Hmm. Okay. And I draw a 10. You discover a cache of supplies or resources, add a new abundance. Or a scarcity has gone unaddressed for too long. Start a project that will alleviate that scarcity. We've done pretty well on the old scarcities thus far, haven't we? Have we got any left?
Salamanders.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've actually done nothing to alleviate the lack of salamanders.
We talked
Yeah.
about it.
I think I'm gonna yeah, let's add a new abundance. We're gonna say that we discover a cache of supplies or resources, and it's gonna be while people are tobogganing, one of them is going to crash into a hole and into a small bunker, and is going to discover the reason why on this weird Halo world that this mountain is snowy enough for tobogganing is because this bunker is a weather control station.
Whoa!
They the new abundance is we have an abundance of weather because we can now control it.
So these people are on mushrooms,
Mhm.
and they have control of the weather.
They now can have as much weather as they like. Weather for everyone.
And they're obsessed with tobogganing.
Hmm.
They want perfect toboggan conditions,
Yeah.
which I think means you have to like rapidly go from rain to cold, so that it's
Cover
like
everything in ice.
nice and slick. Yeah.
I think we're gonna have some clouds to represent the the new discovered machine. The machine.
The machine.
The machine. All right. and everything ticks down, which means the spaceship is done. Hooray!
I feel like a crew gets into there and they launch, and then everybody's like, well, why didn't they come back immediately? And then someone else is like, we should have given them a radio.
So the spaceship is just gone.
Like I suspect it'll come back. But they're like, yep, works.
We did great.
Yep.
They're gonna be so they think they've abandoned us, but they're gonna be so mad when they realize they didn't pack any shoes to eat. Okay. Then what do we have left? I think I just need to decide on a project or thing. I think oh, how much of a jerk do I want to be? Yeah, let's be a jerk. Let's be contemptible. So the antagonists of the tobogganists, the people, the PAT, the people against tobogganing, are going to engage in a stealth mission to take control of the weather control station and melt all of the ice and snow on the mountain so that the tobogganing must end.
So is this like a youth uprising? Or is it just like it? Because the faction of the toboganists are like the high people.
Yeah, I think
Everyone was high, 'cause you-
and the. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I made everybody high. That's correct. So they're not sober.
Yeah, I think like the youth and the elderly are both very much on board with the high tobogganing. I think this is the middle-aged people.
This is the
who,
boomers.
Yeah, we're like, no, none of this. This isn't happening anymore.
It's the millennials.
I'd call it Gen X, let's say.
The people who are arbitrarily not old, but older than all of us and the viewers.
They remember the old ways when it was just shoes.
Yes. And we're gonna have a little. What does spy look like?
Well, they
Someone
must be in
with a
that
little bandito mask.
in that tower, right? I mean, their T is crooked, but they could straighten the T.
Yeah, the glyphs on the tower could be
Could be Pat.
Pat.
They've got a little device to take control of the weather. How long do we think this project is going to take? I think 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty short. Like,
I
it's
think
not
so.
that hard to infiltrate.
2 weeks?
Yeah, an open hole
Okay.
in the side of a hill.
Then that is my turn. So, Corey,
Yes.
you have a 6. Outsiders arrive in the area. Why are they a threat? How are they vulnerable? Or, outsiders arrive in the area. How many? How are they greeted?
Another group of humans arrives from the fog. They're all gray. And they're mopey. So they're ruining the vibes for everyone. And so people are very reluctant to share resources like shoes and mushrooms with them.
Hmm.
So they have to settle on the outskirts, probably near the cave of illicit love.
I think that's right at the base of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, isn't it? Shoes and mushrooms.
Yeah.
Okay, then things tick down, but I don't believe anything is going to conclude. So you take an action.
We gotta get this salamander thing sorted out. Like they've got to get out there and get eaten bugs because we're getting overwhelmed with fungus flies, and it's gonna start affecting everybody soon. Like you don't want to bite from a fungus fly. So, project to force breed the salamanders, like someone wisely suggested like a year ago, but like nobody listened to. They were like, no, we should put guns on the salamanders. So yeah, there's going to be a group of scientists out there in the salamander area capturing and then rubbing salamanders together for, I'm going to call this like 5 weeks. I don't know how long it takes to breed a salamander, but that could be a long time.
I mean, this space salamanders, they take as long as you think they do.
It's 5 weeks.
We grow them in fungus pods.
We grow them in fungus pods. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then I believe we're on to Dale. You have a 5. A project finishes... You're getting a lot of these ones. A project finishes early. What led to its early completion? Or the weather is nice and people can feel the potential all around them. Start a new project.
Well, one of the projects is to turn the weather nice, right?
Yep.
So whether that ends early or I choose the weather nice, well, that's a 1. And the other project is the only just begun. Let's increase the salamanders through fungal pods.
Yep.
All right, let's finish that. They are exploding rainbow-like out of their pods because the 5-week project was like, well, in order to reduce it to 5 weeks, we'll just use bits of Rainbow Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
So now we're overrun with these rainbow salamanders, which aren't killers like the other one was. But there is a robot out there programmed to kill rainbow salamanders.
That's true.
Oh.
But we don't know where it is.
We don't know where that robot is. That robot could be anywhere. It could be behind you right now.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Then everything ticks down.
Yes, so I would like to start a new project, please.
Let's complete the weather takeover first.
Oh,
Yes.
let's do that.
The weather takeover happens. Which means you did not stop the takeover. The tobogganing must end. The vaguely middle-aged people erect the little, what do you call them? The cell phone tower, the broadcasting tower that sends out the signal to the weather to tell it to stop weathering. And
Beep, beep,
all
beep, beep,
of the
beep, beep.
snow stops. And it is now just sort of a kind of vaguely pleasant, like, sort of August afternoon all the time.
So I got both of mine.
Yeah. You win.
This will not have any consequences, I'm sure.
I'm
This
sure.
can't go wrong. All right.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said you wanted
Contempt
to,
from both the tobogginists and people who like to control the weather.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Well, I know we are only recently arrived here, but it seems that you are in complete disarray and need structure in your lives and someone intelligent to do things like repair the bridge and make sure that you are receiving proper nutrition and not wasting your time So I am beginning a long-term project with the Greys to take over Shootopia.
How long?
I think a while?
Like 4 weeks?
Sure.
I mean, I guess it depends on how they do it. Like,
Well, they don't indulge in hallucinogenics.
it's not like the Borg where they turn you into more of them. They're just practical individuals. just
That just
start
don't get
doing
high all
it.
the time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Then we are over to Angel. You have a 9 of the diamonds. A project fails. Which one and why? Or something goes foul and supplies are ruined. Add a new scarcity.
Well, there's only one project going right now. I'm gonna choose the second one. I think that the weather machine being shut off and the weather being pleasant on this side has allowed the fungus flies to flourish, and they are going to move and populate, and they're going to ruin the mushroom garden.
Oh.
Back to scurvy.
Back to scurvy.
Mm.
Vitamin C goes back on the scarcity list. So y'all know vitamin C doesn't come from shoes.
All right, and then the Greys takeover goes down to 3.
Not with that attitude.
And I think the the people in this illicit relationship in the cave can see that the people, the fungus and the toboggan people, have lost their minds. But they're not too sure about these gray people either. So they're going to start a project to try to get the shield out to protect them, so they can move about without being infected by this gray cloud. I think that's going to take them 2 weeks. They're digging it out.
Yeah, like plenty of people have tried to pull it out from the top, but these people are like, we're underneath. We can pull it out from the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. Then I think that is nothing ticked down to completion. I think that's the turn done. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Then I have a king. Summer is fleeting. Discard the top 2 cards of the top of the deck and take 2 actions this week. All right.
Ooh.
Goodbye 2 and 3. So, a different group of people, led by, let's say, one of the cobblers, old Cobbler Jones, is going to say, well, we have to do something about this cloud of grey people and their strange ways, and they're going to make us all boring and sober. I'm not going to have it. And he and a bunch of his mates get together and decide to dig a massive ditch from the remains of the Rainbow Bridge towards the cloud of fog in an attempt to colorize the fog in the hopes that will in some way fix the problem.
So they're trying to
I
like
think
get
digging
the
a ditch.
color stream down there.
Yeah, I think digging a ditch that long may take some time.
Especially if you only have shoes.
Yeah.
Will they go under the shoe wall?
Ooh,
They've got to knock down a bit of the shoe wall. I think this is probably a 6. This is going to take a while.
All right.
And then everything ticks down. Nothing completes. And I will take the second action. And the second action, I am going to hold a discussion about these people who are making things efficient but a lot more boring. I'm going to say we need to decide what we're going to do about them. Are we going to kick them out, or are we going to just let them take over everything? What are we doing?
Well, they seem like nice people, and they're good hard workers.
I think that Shootopia is just for the humans and us jackals. I don't like these newcomers.
Maybe we can fix them by giving them the rainbow mushrooms and bringing their colors and their fun back.
Agreed. We should take some action to introduce them to our customs and traditions. And Corey, it's your turn. Here you have an ace.
Ooh.
A contingent within the community demand to be heard. Who are they? What are they asking for? Or a contingent within the community have acted on their frustrations. What have they damaged and why did they damage it? Is it permanent?
Let's say there's a contingent that demands to be heard. They are people who are tired of eating mushrooms. And what were my options? Was
It is they demand to be heard. Who are they? What are they asking for? Or they've acted on their frustrations. What have they damaged and why? Is it permanent?
So it's just, I don't know, the kids who are a little bit fussier don't want to only eat hallucinogenic mushrooms. They don't like the flavor. It tastes like dirt. Maybe some sweet, sweet salamander meat might hit the spot.
We do have an abundance of rainbow salamanders now.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now stuff ticks down.
Yeah, stuff ticks down one.
Yes.
And yeah, something completes.
So the forbidden couple dislodge the magical shield that protects your colors from beneath the stone, and now they are able to move through the fog without being infected by boringness.
Can't wait to hear their scouting report when they get back.
Yeah. Okay, and that's the only thing that ticks down, so your action.
All right. Project to get the salamanders into a farming situation and the flies out of our mushroom fields. It's like 2 birds, 1 stone, or 2 fungus flies with 1 rainbow salamander, whichever you decide. That'll be 3 weeks. I'm gonna put that up by the bugs. There. It's a 3, it's not another insect. That's it.
Okay. Then last day of summer. Dale, you have a 4. The eldest among you dies. What caused the death?
Oh no,
Or
old Cobbler Jones!
Yeah. He was in the middle of ditch digging. Or the eldest among you is very sick. Caring for them and searching for a cure requires the help of the entire community. Do not reduce project dice this week.
Oh, well, I think that even the Greys think that it's important that we care for the elders. So And in fact, they know of a place just south of the fog bank, so they're going to take the helicopter and help out and make sure that he gets proper care, because that is the logical thing to do. So yeah, nothing ticks down.
All right.
Okay. Then you just get to take your action.
Okay. Well, I think that we are going to need to start. Tell me if this is within the rules. I think we need to find out who blew up the tower that was jamming the weather control. So we need to solve this mystery. Do I need to blow up the tower first? Or can I just say the tower blows up, we need to solve the mystery?
Go for it.
How does the game work?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, we agree. So it
All
works.
Cool. So yeah, let's make that a 6, because it's probably one of the investigators who blew it up. But it's there are 6 people on the squad, like 2 jackals, 2 greys, and 2 regular humans,
Oh,
Oh.
and everybody hates it.
everybody hates it.
Yeah, it's like we're a minority. We're not going to get proper representation.
Okay. A lot of fracturing going on in our society. All right. We are then going to start autumn. How are we on time for autumn?
We've got, half an hour to get through it.
Okay. Then let's kick off. First, Angel,
Mhm.
Queen. Disease spreads through the community. Choose one. You spend the week quarantining and treating the disease. Project Dice are not reduced this week. Nobody knows what to do about it. Add health and fertility as a scarcity.
Wait, that's my options?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the options.
All right. Well, we have this gray fog disease. I think that maybe is starting to spread. People that were previously colorful and toboggany have become boring and practical. So the gray population is increasing. And it was Project Dice Don't Tick Down, or
Project Dice don't tick down if we quarantine, and health and fertility become a scarcity if we don't.
I don't think we're gonna quarantine. We're gonna have health and fertility as a scarcity, because boring people don't like to procreate.
Mm. Well, that means everything does get to tick down.
Yes, that leads to the gray takeover completion.
Yeah.
How's that go, Dale?
I think that they have just put themselves in positions of power, and then they are presented with the fact, well, now that we have actual people in control, you really should hold democratic elections. And they don't want to do that because they're obviously a minority, but they also don't have a good argument against it. So they're trying to keep things running, but they don't have the authority they wish they had.
Oh, right. I forgot to take down the farming one. Do.
Okay. Then it's just down to your action.
I don't think we have enough projects going right now. No, we do. We have 3 projects going.
Yep. But we can always have more.
Shall I just give one of the Greys a hat to represent their takeover?
Little crown for the leader.
Oh yeah, I have to erase the crown from Elder Jones. I think that we need to discover something. So the flies are the fly project is under control with the salamanders. The people in the cave have the shield. We have democratic elections going on. This is a lot of things. I think we discovered that the shoe factory has stopped producing shoes.
Ah.
Well, good thing we still have those warehouses full of shoes.
I mean, if we need more shoes, we have an entire wall of them. So.
Hmm.
Okay. Then that's your action. So,
Your turn, Cass.
me. I'm
Yeah.
next. That's how numbers and things work. I have a 9. Is 9 good? I hope so. The community works constantly, and as a result, a project finishes early. Or a group goes out to explore the map more thoroughly and find something that had been previously overlooked. Oh, I am gonna say we explore more thoroughly. And just on the other side of the mountains, is much like we have the giant boot that produces more boots. A scouting party goes across and in their travels discovers an enormous jacket that is producing more jackets. And an enormous hat factory in the shape of a hat producing more hats. There are no communities have grown up around these other clothing manufactories, but they have been discovered. And then everything will tick down. Does anything complete?
No, but we're getting
Doesn't
close.
Look like it. Yeah. Then I think I am going to start a project. And the project is a a new bridge over the a new bridge over sort of the lower side, so we don't have to go through this awkward situation with the wall of boots and the rainbow bridge. People are just going to build like a regular bridge made out of shoes, but apart from it being made of shoes, it's a very
Oh, that's so
normal bridge.
boring.
Yeah. Yeah, so a little bridge is going to be built just in the south to connect the land.
Probably using wood and things, aren't they? Oh.
Yeah. That's, I figure, like maybe a 3.
Yeah.
Okay, we have our little bridges being built. All
Did
right.
you tick down the color drain? The ditch.
I did not. I will
Alright.
tick that down now. There we go. It's down to 3. Hey. 10 of 9. Very good, yes. A footbridge.
But again, now it's not like if we were less boring, we might build one out of shoes so that we could say it was a footbridge.
Ah, that would be if we built it of the feet of our enemies.
Which enemies are those?
I don't know. We keep assimilating all the people who are our enemies. All right. Then that is my go there. Corey, you have a 7.
Woo!
A project just isn't working out as expected. Radically change the nature of this project, but don't modify the project die. When it resolves, you'll be responsible for how it went. Or something goes foul and supplies are ruined. Add a new scarcity.
Hmm. I think the gray people would probably change the ditch project to funnel the colors north instead of south, or just into the ravine, into the crevasse.
Contempt. I give you contempt.
So yes, now the project is much shorter and logical and practical because we've got this bottomless trench to hold all of the color stuff instead of trying to fight the fog with it.
All right, you are now in charge of the of the ditch project.
All right. So
So I suppose I'll delete the number from my side so that you have control of it.
okay, sure.
There we go.
I'll tick down the farming project.
Mm-hmm.
Angel, can you get rid of those flies?
I sure can.
Thank you. So yeah, everything is working out swimmingly. There's just a bunch of rainbow salamanders living in our mushroom fields, keeping us and our mushrooms safe from the fungus flies. And they are fat and happy and definitely high. They move kind of slowly, so they're much easier for us to, keep track of.
Okay. Then I believe you have an action to take.
Um, part of me just wants to discover more clothing factories, just like get the whole ensemble. Just like as you go east, it's just more and more clothing shaped buildings that all dispense. They all have like very specific robots that make very specific types of clothing. Like pants or trousers. Socks. There's a building that just makes socks, but it's only the left sock. So now our people
Okay.
can be fully clothed, not just wearing shoes.
Were people just wearing shoes up until this point?
And the occasional crown,
Yeah.
and those face masks that are shoes.
Oh, the tobogganing. That's gonna be rough.
No, they couldn't feel a thing. They were on mushrooms.
Oh dear. All right. Dale, have a jack.
Thank you.
A
Handsome
project
fellow.
finishes early. Which one and why? If there are no projects underway, restlessness creates animosity, which leads to violence. But there are projects on the way.
There are. I feel like the logical one is the rainbow just draining directly into the crevasse instead of going all the way to the south.
Right.
So I think that's what happens, but it's going to lead to a discovery that we'll get to as soon as we finish the other
Ooh.
countdowns.
Sweet.
Yeah. Everything counts down. Okay.
So looking down into the crevasse where all of this fungus is, it's pointing out that the gold robot is down there building more gold robots to kill rainbow salamanders because the rainbow salamander wasn't one it could defeat, and so it is arming up. It is making an army of gold robots that once they get up here can, if they need to, combine into even larger gold robots, and they're going to wipe out the rainbow salamanders just as the humans programmed them to do.
Right.
Hmm.
That was cool.
Hmm?
Yeah, mixed
Yeah.
up.
All right.
Okay. Then a 5. The parish arrives. Who are they? Why have they chosen your community and for what? Or a small gang of marauders is making its way through local terrain. How many are they? What weapons do they carry?
I'm going to say the parish arrives, and they come with the sensors of that is the source of the mysterious gray smoke.
Ooh.
So
Oh.
they have a mission to remove all color from all things and make everything boring.
Oh. Contempt.
Contempt.
The tobogganists are not in favor.
Gray robes, figures.
Okay, and everything will tick down, including the bridge.
Woo!
The bridge is built. Hooray. We now have a regular bridge.
Boo!
I guess the parish is pleased about this fact. Okay, does anything else tick down enough to complete?
Was it the weather? Did that go?
It went down to 1,
All
so it'll be next turn.
Okay. Yeah, just reaction then.
So I'm gonna say we're gonna start a project. We're going to, with the Mushroom Tobogganer Alliance is gonna fight back against the parish. What we're gonna do is try to get the rainbow salamanders to like hide them in the parish's clothing and things and try to sick the gold robots on the parish by
Ooh.
planting the rainbow salamanders on them. That's gonna take 3 weeks, I think, to get that all coordinated.
Okay. Corey, you have a 4.
All right.
The strongest among you dies. What caused the death? Or the weakest among you dies. Who's to blame for their death?
Let's get strong dies, but it's going to be a member of the Jackal community. Like, Jackal leader dies, and it's clearly they've been assassinated by the Grey people. Or at least that's what everyone assumes. So they are in a weaker position now.
Okay. And everything ticks down, and the mission completes for the betrayal of weather.
So,
So who?
I mean, clearly the answer is that it was some sort of like tobogganist alliance that destroyed the thing that was preventing them from making snow. But I don't think that's very interesting. Like, what if it comes time to hear the report of this committee and the committee's just gone and they're nowhere in this entire community? It's just like all 6 people have disappeared. Like, that's more interesting than just learning, oh, the tobogganists wanted the snow back.
No.
I mean, the tobogganists have their snow back. It's fine, but...
Yeah, they're fine. They're happy. There just happens to be some people missing. It happens all the time. You know. Let's
Okay.
see.
Then action time.
Should we I'm going to start a discussion. Do you think we should be worried about the robots in the crevasse? You think they'll hurt us? I mean, they're clearly a threat for our food supply.
Do you think they're the ones who killed the leader?
I think this is a easy threat to neutralize. You simply have to remove the colors from the salamanders, and they will no longer be a target.
I think this is a very easy problem to solve. There's so many robots that eventually there'll be so many robots we can just treat them like a landmass and live on top of them. And then our civilization will be able to move. The robots are clearly an asset to our community, and we should not fear them.
Yeah, so maybe it's not a problem at all. Maybe we shouldn't be worried.
We ignore it, it won't be a problem.
Right. I'm gonna say we should take a break at this point. Just for a few minutes, step away, get some water, that kind of thing, and we will be back shortly. So sit tight, chat. Welcome back, everybody, to Can't Draw Horses Club here on the mighty Loaded Gritty Run Gaming Network. I'm Corey, and we've got Angel, Cass, and Dale today playing The Quiet Year, which is by Avery Alder and available at buriedwithoutceremonies.com. Or ceremony? One ceremony. A single ceremony. Welcome to Shootopia! Two Halo Ring worlds have slam-jammed together. We fought the Jackals to a standstill, and now we have become a unified community of old people, robots who make shoes, robots who want to kill salamanders, young people in love with jackals, and the gray people who want to destroy color. And everybody, it's a faction of tobogganists. They just want to have a cool time and hit the slopes.
Shootopia, where the boots are high and so is everyone else.
We have an abundance of shoes. Even though the shoe factory has been shut down, we still have a lot of them. We also have an abundance of weather, because we have control of the local weather due to a weather machine. We have a deficiency in vitamin C, although I think our crops are recovering. We also have a deficiency in health and fertility, because everyone got gray and boring. And I believe it's Dale's
Okay.
turn.
Is it? Okay, hooray.
Yes. We're in autumn, and the oracle says, "You are an ace." The community becomes obsessed with a single project. Which one? Why? Choose one option. They decide to take more time to ensure that it is perfect. Add 3 weeks to the project die. Or they drop everything else to work on it. All other projects fail.
So there's only
Only
one.
one? Yeah.
And remind me what that project is with the parish.
This project is to infiltrate their things with the rainbow salamanders in order to sick the rainbow salamander killing robots upon them.
Right. The non-gray people want the gray people to stop.
Right. And my options are to make that faster or slower.
You can add 3 weeks to it, or everything else fails. But there is no everything else, so nothing happens. It continues as it was, I guess.
So add time or nothing.
Right. Well.
This would be a conundrum in another society.
Right. I think we add time because I think the Greys are hearing about this and they're trying to sabotage the project.
Hmm.
Because the High people talked about it in front of the Greys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that.
Okay. Well, and then I think we discover a message capsule that was dropped by the scouting party in the fighter craft.
Oh,
Because if I remember correctly, everybody's going to die real soon. And I
yes.
think you can tell that from space.
In approximately 40 minutes, everyone will die.
Right. So I think they drop a message capsule that says, everybody's going to die, run for your lives. And everybody's like, that's stupid. That can't be real.
So we have a message in a bottle.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, and that's your turn then, I think.
I think so.
Which means a 3 for Angel. Someone leaves the community after issuing a dire warning. Who? What is the warning? Or someone issues a dire warning and the community leaps into action to avoid disaster. What is the warning? Start a contentious project that relates to it.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna say our elder cobbler who was flown away on a helicopter returns, having been cured of their disease, and they reiterate the message from the bottle and say, everyone's gonna freeze to death, so we need to leave immediately, and no one wants to listen to him. So I think he's gonna start a contentious project to try to crank up the weather machine to stave off the freezing.
Ooh.
I think that's going to take 3 weeks.
Oh, the tobogganists don't like that.
No, contempt. Contempt for that idea. Not even just the tobogganists. It's like the gray people are like, no, this is too hot. It needs to be moderate.
It makes me wonder whether, like, I've been presuming the shoe robots are making shoes appropriate for the situation, but the weather keeps just wildly fluctuating. I don't know what they're doing.
They're making shoes for what the weather could be.
Just keep alternating between sandals and thermal boots.
Snowshoes.
Flip-flops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They try to combine them. They have like the snowshoes with the tennis rackets on the bottom, but they're sandals.
Got like steel-toed slippers.
Yeah.
All right. So then I take an action.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have 2 projects going on right now. I think we maybe need another project. We have discovery. That's what I want. We're going to discover the missing 6 people who were investigating the weather tower incident, and we find that somebody has jammed them into the shoe factory gears, and that's why it stopped making shoes.
Wow. Dark.
That's like saboteuring on a new scale. Usually you throw shoes into the gears, not people.
Okay.
All right, Angel, you can draw that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your turn.
yes. All right.
I have King. A natural disaster strikes the area. Choose one. You focus on getting everyone to safety, remove an abundance, and a project fails. Or you focus on protecting your supplies and hard work at any cost. Several people die as a result. Oh, a natural disaster. I am going to say... Yeah. the natural disaster is that a huge rumbling earthquake begins. And this earthquake is so massive that it deals tremendous damage to our infrastructure, thus destroying our abundance of shoes.
The
Wow.
shoes are buried under piles of shoes.
Yeah.
No one can get to them.
We must repair the factory.
It is also going to fail a project, and I think it's going to fail the. It's gonna fail the project to convince the parish, the
To die?
parish redouble their opinions in the light of this natural disaster, and this distracts everyone else sufficiently. So the parish are now on the loose, even more so again.
Not being assassinated.
Yeah, someone was going to stab them, but then there was a rumbling and they missed.
It scared all the salamanders away.
Oh no, the salamanders.
Oh.
Okay, everything ticks down, but I don't think anything completes. And I'm going to discover a new thing. People, considering the new information that has come to light, people begin looking up. And what they see a giant foot descending from the sky towards the factory. And
Is
at
it the same
rate
size as the factory, or?
Yes. Yes. And it is estimated by the top scientists that it will land in about 4 weeks.
Oh no.
And then presumably do something.
Is that a discovery or a
It's
project?
a discovery.
I think that's a discovery, but it's a discovery with a... The foot isn't here, but the shadow of the foot is here. There we go. That's a foot shadow.
Yeah.
There we go.
3 toes. Ominous.
This shadow. There we go.
There.
There we go. That's what feels like.
Much less ominous.
I don't know what it. We may be running up against those Twitch regulations.
I mean, this is for
Definitely.
mature audiences, so anybody
true.
watching is allowed to look at this foot shadow.
Some intense foot imagery. Viewer discretion is advised. Corey, please save me from my madness. You have a 10.
All right.
Harvest is here and plentiful. Add an abundance. Or cold autumn winds drive out your enemies. Remove a threatening force from the map and the area.
Instead of cold, can I say it gets too hot for the jackals?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. The temperature's been turned up, right?
Project hasn't finished yet.
Project's ongoing.
It's ongoing. Okay. All right. Then it's too cold for the salamanders. No. We get an abundance. We harvest all of the salamanders. The parish is on to the. They've been alerted to the plan to kill them using salamanders, and so they order a harvest, and everyone eats. A big celebration is had, and everyone eats salamander until they are overfull.
Okay, we now have an abundance of salamander meat.
Yep.
Okay, everything ticks down. Doesn't look like anything complete, so it's on to your action. We have but 3 weeks left of autumn.
Discovery. I want to say that the Romeo and Jacqueline, who took the shield into the fog, found more devices that repel the color sapping clouds. So we now have anti-fog tools just available for anyone who wants them.
Okay.
So I'll draw like a thing.
Yeah.
More
There.
shields.
A mighty 8. Someone sabotages a project, and the project fails as a result. Who did this and why? Or someone is caught trying to sabotage the efforts of the community. How does the community respond?
Well, I think one of the jackals sabotages the project to make it too hot for the jackals. Because we've just heard that if it gets too hot, the jackals would be driven away. So the jackals are like, but this is our home. We need to live here. So F you guys.
Probably contempt from old Mr. Cobbler.
Yes.
It's his idea to save us all by making it warm, but
Yes.
now it's ruined.
Now it's ruined and we're all going to die.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
It's not actually cold. It's just an illusion because of the shadow of the giant foot.
Right.
And they'll prove it. So they're going to start like an enormous project to build a tower that will stop the foot before it can crush the factory. Because they've been indulging in the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Ah.
How long is this project?
Oh, I think it'll take like 6 weeks.
Yep.
So not quite quick enough to finish.
Yep.
The Footlands. Okay, is that your turn there?
I think so.
All right. A 2 for Angel. Someone returns to the community. Who and where were they? Or you find a body. Do people recognize who it is? What happened?
I think it's time for the return of the gold robots.
Oh.
Who come out of the canyon having sufficiently increased their numbers to deal with the salamander population. And since all of the people have just eaten all of this salamander meat, the robots start going after the people.
Nice.
Oh no.
So then we have this goes down to 5.
Foot tower. Yes.
Foot tower goes down to 5. Anything else in progress? No.
Doesn't look like it.
Well, I guess I need to take an action. We're gonna start a project to repel the robot attacks. I don't know how we're gonna do that yet, but we're gonna try. And since we don't know how we're gonna do it, it's gonna take us 5 weeks.
Throw shoes at
Okay.
them.
Then it is time for the last week of autumn, and I have a 6. Introduce a dark mystery among the members of the community, or conflict flares up among community members, and as a result, a project fails. Oh, I want to be a jerk right now. And the way to do that is not to interfere with the too late foot project.
You sure? I'm sure people would be upset about that.
So I'm going to say there's a conflict flaring up amongst the community members about who should lead the fight against the gold robots, the jackals, or the mushroom humans. And Basically, they all start fighting each other. They start throwing shoes at each other, and their forces split and become disorganized. And the project to fight against the gold robots fails. Everything ticks down. The foot project ticks down. I think we're now 1 week away from the foot landing. And I'm going to say we're going to start a daring project by the heroes of the story, the Romeo and Jackalette, armed with the shield, are going to attempt to save the town but sacrifice themselves by taunting the gold robots into following them and attempting to trick the gold robots into fighting them beneath the shadow of the foot in wait of it landing.
All right. So they have to get that done before the foot lands.
Yeah, this
which
better
is
be a
next week.
one-turn
Yeah.
project.
It'll have to be a 1 week project. But they're just trying to trick the robots, so assuming everyone can run fairly quickly, I think that could probably happen. I'm not going to bother writing it down if you're okay with it
I'm
being
gonna,
a 1.
I'm gonna move them over here.
All right. Excellent. Yeah, then that will be me. Corey, we are now into winter. Any card could end the game. You have a queen.
Oh, that's so close.
Yes. You see a good omen. What is it?
Good omen. The scout ship is back. And maybe they've got room for people if they can figure out how to land. But we see them up there by the foot.
Mm.
They're definitely not just trying to get a good view of what's going to happen. So projects tick down.
Okay. Yeah, the robot foot gambit occurs. Sadly, both Romeo and Jackalette are squished by the landing of the foot, but so are the gold robots.
So the foot crushes the factory too, right?
No, it lands next to the factory.
How
Wrong
could you
foot.
miss? That's the wrong foot, yeah.
You don't just put a boot on by just stamping your foot on it. There's a procedure here.
Oh no, where's the other foot coming in?
Okay. And your action there.
Yeah, I think it would be fun to discover another foot coming down. This one's pointed downwards a little bit. It's a little hard to understand what's happening. These legs are very long. It's just like foot and then leg. It's just like a long tube that goes up.
Oh dear.
So probably don't need
Okay.
to draw that, but that's it.
Cool. Dale.
Yeah.
Dale, I think I'm gonna say yours is the last turn, no matter what happens.
Okay.
Okay. You have a jack.
Oh, okay.
An infected outsider arrives seeking amnesty. They have some much needed resources with them. Choose one. Welcome them into the community. Remove a scarcity, but also introduce an infection into the community. Or bar them from entry. What scarcity could they have addressed? How does its need become more dire this week?
So I think that this giant is here to scoop us up and leap off the colliding ring worlds.
Ooh.
But you know what this person needs is all these giant clothes that have been turned into factories. So once they bundle themselves up, they can grab all of us and leap us to safety. And I feel like this is not the rules system for exploring that. So we rush off in a hurry to try to get all of these things. And finally, the Greys come into their own because they can actually organize proper parties for getting all of these giant clothes. And like some of the mushroom lovers are like, ooh, I know where the Cummerbund factory is. And the Greys are like, no, perhaps the Cummerbund is not the priority. And that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So take us home, Corey.
Suddenly, the Frost Shepherds arrive. It wasn't just a shadow blocking the sun. The sun implodes, and it's all darkness. Everything
The giant
winds
can't
down.
see and
And,
starts stepping on people.
yeah, the giant can't see. He starts stepping on people. It's just
And we made the mountain so slippery, the giant's gonna slip over. It's all snowy.
Yep. The giant just falls across the landscape and crushes everyone. Kabloom. And that's the end of Shootopia.
All right. So that scarcity of health really paid off.
That really paid off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing we didn't get a disease from the giant foot. Everyone's got a giant fungal infection already.
It's true.
So yeah, thank you all for joining me today for this game. Start with you, Angel. If people wanted to see more of your stuff, where would they go?
Hello, my name is Angel. You can find me on Twitch every Thursday at 7:30 Pacific, painting portraits of pets. I finished this one last time. It's pretty cute.
It's pretty cute.
Ooh.
Working on another one now. And you can find me on Twitter at AIAmethyst, on Hive at AIamethyst.kind.social, on, I'm sorry.
Did you get a Blue Sky invite yet?
I didn't know. Hold on. I messed it up. Twitter at AIamethyst, Hive at AIamethyst, Mastodon at AIamethyst.kind.social, on DeviantArt at Amethyst-Marie. If you want to find me there, I did get my Twitter or my Discord name changed to without all the numbers, so just AIamethyst there. That's all the things. I'm a Desert Bus Crafter. I have a Desert Bus Craft in progress.
Nice. How about yourself, Cass?
Hey, I'm Cass. I do cartography for authors and the like. If you're interested in that sort of thing and maybe want to give me money to draw a thing for you, you can do that at cassmary.com. I'm Cassmary on all the things. And I also do a podcast called Cass and Joel Have 1 Hour to Design a Game, where we have been joined by Corey.
Yeah, I did a show.
Fun.
And that's all of my stuff.
Hey, Dale.
Ahoy. You can find me on Twitter, at least for now, it's Dale E. Friesen, and I clearly need to get sorted out what I'm going to do when that place all explodes. But
Same thing.
yeah. We'll
I don't
figure
know.
it out.
I'm kind of on Instagram. Sort of.
Yeah, I should do that.
Yeah. And yes, thank you all for joining. Anybody who wants to support the channel can do so through our Patreon, patreon.com/loadingreadyrun, or a YouTube super thanks is always good, or just here on Twitch with the subs and the bits. Or if you want physical things, there's a store.loadingreadyrun.com that sells merch that you can buy. That's it. Goodbye, everybody. Everybody wave bye.
Bye.